Okay.
Okay, I'll make it live. Yeah, Bijan, it's live.
Good afternoon to all. I warmly welcome you to the session 3 of day 4. That this is the last day and last session. So we have Morphology 4 in this session, and there are 3 papers in this session. And to carry on the session, now I would like to invite Dr. Krishna Boro. Dr. Krishna Boro is an assistant professor in linguistic department, Guwahati University. So over to you, Dr. Krishna.
Thank you, Bijan. So we will get started. So we have 3 papers. First paper is by S. Inder Kumar Singh. Second paper is by MS Awan and Pautang Hapkip. And the third paper is by LS Tautang and H. Surmongal Sharma. So I invite our first speaker in this session, S. Inder Kumar Singh, to give the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I audible? Thank you, Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll just share my PPT. So is it visible? My PPT
Yes.
is visible?
Yes.
So I'll make it full screen. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is S. Inder Kumar Singh from the Department of Linguistics.
Inder Kumar, can you make it full screen? It's not coming full screen.
Sure. Now is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon to you all. My name is S. Inder Kumar Singh from the Department of Linguistics and Tribal Languages, Tripura University. The topic I'm going to present today is PNG features in Kokborok. Well, these are the area I'm going to focus on this topic. First, an introductory remark, and then the core portions of the study. Last but not least, conclusion, a concluding remark. Well, PNG feature is one of the most widely researched issues in theoretical linguistics. It has become an essential feature that guides linguistic processing. As a phenomenon, if we suppose if 2 words are said to agree in a sentence, they share certain features such as person, number, gender, or others. How words are linked together in bigger units such as phrases, clauses, etc. is shown by the constituent features in many languages by relying on grammatical agreement. Agreement features which are commonly used are person, number, gender, under the person, first person, second person, and third person, under the number, singular, dual, plural, and under the gender, masculine, feminine, neuter. So we can see about the Kokborok language a little bit. So about the language Kokborok, linguistically Kokborok belongs to Bodo-Garo branch of Tibeto-Burman subfamily of languages according to Benedict 1972. Safer 1966 to 74 classifies Tripura, which is Kokborok, under Western units of various branches within a Barak section of Sino-Tibetan. Again, creation 1903 puts Kokborok under Bodo-Naga group. According to Berling 2003, Kokborok is classified under Bodo group of languages now called as Bodo Koch, branch of Bodo Konyak Jingphao subgroup of Tibeto-Burman subfamily of languages. Then we can see some typological characteristics of the language. Typologically, Kokborok exhibits verb final word position with dominant SOV order. It has a highly agglutinative word structure. Verbs are inflected for tense, aspect, and mood. It makes use of extensive suffixation with more limited prefixation, postpositions instead of prepositions, reduplications, and the language doesn't have relative pronoun and adverbs precede the verb. As found in many other Bodogaro languages, classifiers are many which are added to numerals for enumeration. Oh, as far as my knowledge is concerned, there is no extensive work done on Kokborok, but very few works done by Indian and foreign scholars are available. Say, for example, Gresham 1903 discusses some suffixes for creating plural. They are rock, song, rong, rao, kubang, etc. And also he identifies some pronominal prefixes with few kin terms such as nini, nofa, your son, nini, nofa, your father, nini, nosala, your son, Nini Nofa, your father, and Bini Bufa or Bini Bofa, his father. Again, another work in the Pai in Kokborok grammar, in her grammar, she discusses noun, pronouns, numeral, case, verbs, adjectives, adverb, etc., under morphological constructions. And from the Francois Zekition 2008, he discusses noun, pronoun, numeral, classifiers, verbs, adjectives.
Indra Kumar, can you be a little louder? Sorry to
Uh,
interrupt. Can you be a little louder?
Yes, sure. Okay. Francois Zekition 2008 discusses noun, pronouns, numerals, classifiers, verbs, adjectives, and duplication, etc. Well, the main purpose of my paper is to describe PNG features in Kokborok, and also in somewhere uh, in the paper, I'm just trying to show the absence of grammatical agreement as far as PNG is concerned. We'll see person here. Three persons are distinct in Kokborok, namely ang, nung, bo, first person, second person, and third person respectively. For forming plural, all persons except first person take the plural morpheme rock. For the first person, there is a lexical item called chung. And for the second person, it is formed with the morpheme rock, that is no plus rock, no rock, you, plural. And for the third person, bo plus rock, borok, they. So the language has no grammatical, no person agreement phenomenon between the verb and its subject argument, as we can see in the examples below. So, ang, my, chow. Ang is the first person. My chow, I eat rice. So, then chung, my chow, we eat rice. Here, chung is a lexical item which is used uh, without any morpheme when we form the plural. So for the first person, it doesn't take the morpheme rock. It has lexical item like chung. We eat rice. And then nung mai chow. You eat rice. You is here singular. And norok mai chow. You plural eat rice. And for the third person, bo himo. He works. Borok himo. They works. From these examples, one fact is apparent that the verb remains same. In the first case, bav chow, chow remains the same, and the second case also chow. Third case, himo, it doesn't affecting, so verb remains same. So so it means that the verb remains same in all the uses of three categories of persons, and hence there's no person agreement phenomenon in Cockburg as far as person is concerned. Then there are three pronominal prefixes in Cockburg language. They are a, nu, and bu, first person, second person, and third person respectively. So these three pronominal prefixes occurs with kinship terms and body parts. Of these three pronominal markers, the third person bu is more productive than the rest two, as found in many other Tibeto-Burman languages also. So we can see some of the kinship terms which can take pronominal prefixes very frequently in the language. For example, a plus ma, ama, my mother, nu plus ma, numa, your mother, bu plus fa, vufa, his or her father. And again, we can add to one of the kinship term like chu, okay, a plus chu, achu, my grandfather, and nu plus chu, nuchu, bu plus chu, buchu, like that. So body parts do not take pronominal prefixes without a case marker. So it is not acceptable if we express like a makol, nu makol, bu makol. But it is acceptable when we add a case marker ni, like ani, knock. My house, nini knock your house, and bini or boni knock his or her house. Well, there are two forms of person, free form and bound form. Free form occurs alone, bound form occurs with kinship terms and case markers. So we can see some agreement patterns shown by the two forms of the persons, free form and the bound form, with the following examples like ang bono sinio, I know him. Ang bono sinio, I know him. Ang is the first person, and bo is the bound form of the third person pronominal marker. So which takes the case marker, accusative case marker no here. And in the second case, ani ama finai. Ani ama finai, the first person pronominal marker a takes the genitive marker ni. And this very pronominal marker, first person pronominal marker a, which is prefixed to the kinship term ma, ama. So another very interesting form of this person that Cockburg doesn't have extended forms of pronoun. Only the non-extended forms with their pronominal markers take kinship terms and case markers. Now we'll see the number in Cockburg. Only two numbers are distinguished in Cockburg, that is singular and plural. Singular is unmarked, while plural is marked with morphemes like rock, which is used to all other nouns, or the morphemes like song, which is used to proper nouns indicating human. And also plurality can also be expressed by means of lexical quantifiers such as kubang, many, and kom, some. And by doing reduplication also, which is also found in other Tibeto-Burman languages, we can express the plural. So the absence of grammatical agreement can be discussed with the following examples here. Tok masa virka, one bird flew, and torok birka, birds flew. Borok horoksa fayo, one person comes, and borok kom fayo, some people come, and Borok Kubang Fayo, many people come. It is seen from these sentences that the respective verb remains unchanged regardless of singular or plural arguments in the subject position, and the marker rock can be added to any noun except the proper noun to form the plural also. For example, pizza plus rock, which is not shown here in my slide. So pia plus rock, pia rock, bees, knock plus rock, no rock, houses, borok plus rock, people, borok, borok rock, and churai rock, that is children. Proper nouns indicating human can be pluralized with the morpheme song denoting the sense of associativeness between the subject argument and its group. We can see in the following example, Tom chawe tongka. Tom was eating, and Tom song chawe tongka. Tom and his group were eating. Again, it is seen from the above analysis that the subject-verb agreement is absent as far as number is concerned in Koborok. So plurality can also be expressed by reduplication, like noun reduplication, quantifiers reduplication, and the question word reduplication. For example, noun reduplication, knock plus knock, knock knock, several houses, kami kami, several villages, and sabo sabo, who all, and tamo tamo, what all, and boro boro, etc. Koborok doesn't have grammatical gender. It has ways of identifying natural genders. Human and animate nouns are referred to as masculine or feminine on the basis of natural sex. It has, it means that the gender distinction is determined on the basis of natural recognition of sex. For example, Sakra, Koroksha, Faika, and all men came, and Chakrajuk, Koroksha, Faika, and all women came, and Bo Habugra Chongjakha, he was made a king, and Bo Isri Chongjakha, she was made a queen. Okay. Again, we can see from these examples that the verb remains same, verbs remains same, verbs do not change at all. So genders of some kinship terms are not morphologically marked. Lexical items are employed in that case. For example, ama, my mother, and they also say afa, my father, and sai, husband, and hik, wife. Then again, gender of animate nouns in Koborok is morphologically marked with suffixes, such as la indicating male and ma indicating female gender, and also some words, two words like chula indicating male, female, and indicating male gender, and juk indicating denoting the female gender are also used. So we can see this example, Suila Kapurumoi Tongo, the dog is running. Suima Kapurumoi Tongo, the witch is running. So here, the verb remains same, tongo, tongo, even if the subject arguments are different. Well, so this very word chula, denoting male gender, is also found to use some plants and the trees which do not...
Indra Kumar, sorry, once again, you have 2 minutes left.
Okay. So that do not bear fruits. For example, koifol, chula, male papaya, thailik chula, male banana, etc. So these are the trees which is believed that they do not bear fruit. And also gender distinction of animate nouns are morphologically unmarked in Koborok, that is re, cloth, talk, oil, my, rice, and knock, house, sore, iron, and so on. So that is the conclusion. So from the above analysis, we can see that there is no grammatical agreement as far as PNG is concerned. So no person agreement phenomenon between the verb and its subject argument in the language. Then the pronominal markers are added to kinship terms, body parts, etc. And also two forms of persons like free forms and bound forms. Free forms occurs alone and bound forms occurs with kinship terms and case markers. And number distinctions as discussed in two ways, singular and plural. Singular is unmarked and plural is marked with morphemes like rock and song, etc. And Koborok has no grammatical gender, but it has ways of identifying natural gender. Speakers of this language make use of human and animate nouns referring to as male or female on the basis of natural sex. So these are some lists of works I consider for this study. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumar. Exactly on time. Now the paper is open for discussion. Okay, so does anyone?
I have one clarification.
Please go ahead.
The morpheme tong, when it will be preceded by the ui, the example number 7a, then 10. Actually, this tong is here. Tong is the progressive marker. Tong is also used as B, but here when you will when tong would be preceded by this conjunctive participle marker ui, it will be a progressive marker. Let's say, how would you say I am here? How would you say I am here? Ang or a tong, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tong. That means tong here is B.
Okay.
But in this case, when you have ui, because it this ui has a, as Subarao yesterday also said, you can go through his book. He has given several functions of this conjunctive participle marker. This ui gives a sense of continuation, and then actually this tong is the progressive marker here. When it will be preceded by ui, you have to take it as progressive marker. So I have shown you the distinction. Say I am here, ang or a tong. Here you don't have ui, right?
Right.
Yeah. So tong in the latter case would be B, and here it will be. You have to correct the glosses. Here it is progressive.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a nice suggestion. It's a nice suggestion. I'll do it later on because I'm not the speaker. That is why, I have to collect more data and I have to rectify it. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, Krishna Boro, can I come?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Just I am not agreeing with the the one who was talking about the this tong is progressive, because tong is not progressive. You see, here cha oi tong,
Okay,
two verbs are connecting by the oi particle, right? And here the meaning is something like keep eating, something like, but it is not the progressive word, because two verbs are doing the same thing here, okay, simultaneously. That is it is found in Boro as well and in Dimasa as well. That is something like just I forgot exact the G hidong. G is verb, okay, main verb, and this he is the participle. That is adverbials, right? Adverbial participle. and this dong is the be verb. So expressing the meaning of simultaneous action. But in real sense, this dong is not the continuous one. It is not a progressive, marker. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it is a B marker. But then how would you express continuous tense aspect, continuous aspect? How would you express it?
Yeah, it is not the continuous, two actions are performing simultaneously. That is the meaning. That is not continuous. Something like, keep eating. Yeah, keep eating,
Yeah.
right? Keep eating is not the continuous, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
It's literal translation. If you can give, then basically it will be clear. It's something like Tom and all were or stayed in the process of eating or something of that kind.
Okay, that translation, no?
This
Literal
form,
translation will make it clear.
yeah, comes from the copula B. So copula B and this form tong are the same form. We also have this in Boro. In Boro, it's dong. I think yes, it is used in some kind of action that is going on. Yes. One way of treating this would be like calling it an auxiliary verb because it occurs with another verb. Okay.
Yeah,
it's an auxiliary. Yes, it is an auxiliary.
Function as an auxiliary. Yeah, it really functions
as an
auxiliary. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
How would you say chalte chalte? How would you say chalte chalte? Oh, you are not a speaker. Okay.
I will take that data immediately from the Biman Devarma. Biman, how will you say chalte chalte? Yeah, Biman, are you there?
Samir is there. Samir has unmuted.
Samir, I can see you. Samir, how do you say Biman or Samir? How do you say chalte chalte?
Chalte.
Yes.
We'll say himtui.
So yeah, himte, right? So where is the tong coming here?
No, himte, and the tong present here in this sentence is different. The context is different. No?
Now you say kept eating. Tom kept eating. And Tom was eating.
Tom was eating is Tom Chawai Tongka.
That I know. So you say Tom kept eating since morning.
It's like we can say Tom chamamang tongo. We can say that also.
Chamamang tongo.
Yeah, tongo.
Chamama tongo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tongo
So there again, I think we have the tong because that one is actually a sentence. The earlier one was more like an adverbial expression, chalte, because that has to come with some other event to, be there. So that's why that's a completely different expression.
No, I understand. I just wanted to test because when he said something is something's happening in the event. So I was just testing. So he kept eating. Khate. So something like that. If it is coming there, I was just testing.
Yeah. Thank you for your question. Do we have any more questions? We still have time. Okay. If not, I have a small comment to make. It appears that you have emphasized again and again the absence of grammatical agreement, grammatical gender, and so on. But what you have been showing is how this language marks gender, how this language marks number, or marks person in case of possessive prefixes. So is there any reason for emphasizing the absence of grammatical agreement or grammatical gender in your presentation?
Okay, that's a nice question. Just actually, there's no reason behind it, but initially I have worked my presentation for presenting on another topic, but from that topic I just took it out so that I can make it short. So that's why, yeah, that's why I did not. But somehow, somewhere around in the study, I just present whether grammatical agreement between the subject argument and the verb is there or not in this language. I'm just showing it. So yeah.
All right. So it's clear that we don't have it. So therefore, I think it would be good idea not to emphasize too much on the absence, rather and present what you have in the language.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes. Okay. All right. So do you have any other questions?
Yes, Krishna, if there is time, probably I can take up this time.
We can take one last question, please.
Yeah, okay. That was a nice talk. I wanted to look at that, the genitive, like my mother, and then suddenly you have the genitive case coming in somewhere else. Where was it? I don't remember the sentence number.
In sentence 4B, madam. Genitive marker ni is there. Ni, ani, sentence 4B, ani ama finai. My mother will come.
Yeah, but in another one, ani ama. Okay, so there is there was ani ama. What is that? Is it?
I is a pronominal, first person pronominal marker, ma'am.
Yeah. So is that some kind of agreement?
No, ma'am. If I may comment on that, this I is the generic possessive marker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, there was another example where he had said that Amma is my mother by itself,
Yeah. So Amma, they would use it with any kinship term. Amma.
So
like
you can say Ani Amma also means my mother, and Amma also means my mother, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. I think both are required, and the reason for that is the possessive forms are actually frozen. Those are quite archaic and no longer productive. So I understand the double genitive. Yeah.
I understand the Amma, Numa, like my mother and your mother.
Yeah.
But the other form where he's saying Ani Amma also means my mother.
Yes.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, that is interesting.
Can I come in?
Yes.
We're actually out of time. Sorry, Samir.
Okay. I think we can discuss this in the chat.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, it's time for the next paper. So thank you, Inder Kumar, for your presentation.
Thank you, Krishna.
Let's move on to the next paper. So may I invite our next speaker, MS Awan and Pautang Paukip, please.
May I share my screen myself?
You'll share your screen yourself?
Yeah, well, which one will be better?
Okay, I have stopped sharing. You can do it.
Okay, I'll share it. Good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, you
yes.
are. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, all, and respected chairperson, Dr. Krishna Boro, sir. And I would like to thank the organizers for organizing this conference. My name is Metek Samparawan, and the title of my paper is Word Formation Processes in Olo, and the author is Othang Hokip, sir, JNU, New Delhi. So, okay, coming to the introduction, although people are confined in the northeastern frontier area of Arunachal Pradesh, India, and although people, they also have settlements in Myanmar, but we don't know exactly how many speakers are there. According to the native speakers, they say more of their native speakers are in Myanmar. And in India, although native speakers have settlements in Khonsa Circle, Tirop district of Arunachal Pradesh, there are a total of 19 Olo villages, namely Laju, Lonyan, Noklo, Upper Chinhan, Lower Chinhan, New Kotung, Old Kotung, Basap Chinu, Raho Longliang, and Liangchen Pong Pong. And when we say Longliang, most of us might be familiar with this name of this village because a fire incident recently occurred in this village, and there were loss of 2 lives, and around 114 houses were gutted. So the remaining name of the villages are Sandom, Lonbo, Upper Kolom, Lower Kolom, Tunyu, Tunjeng, and Nokna. And out of these villages, Laju is the largest one, and it lies in the center of all these villages, and it is surrounded by the remaining villages. The total population of Olo native speaker in India is 9,754 only. This is taken from the Primary Health Center, Laju, 2019 census. Olo native speakers are multilingual. They are fluent in Assamese, Hindi, and educated youth among the native speakers are fluent in English in addition to these 2 languages, Assamese and Hindi. And it is said to mention that most of these young Olo native speakers who studies outside their village lost their proficiency in the mother tongue. They are not anymore proficient in their mother tongue. So we can say Olo is another language. So in this map, we have Laju village. Is my pointer visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Here is Laju village. This is Khonsa. Khonsa is the district headquarters of Tirap district. So from Khonsa, here this is Laju, and the surrounding villages are other Olo villages. So, and here the white line coming here is the Indo-Myanmar border. After crossing this line, it is Myanmar. So this is the Indian side and Myanmar side. So here are the few beautiful pictures of the native Olo native speakers taken during the workshop conducted in 2020, February 2020. Most of the women, they wear tattoo on their face, and this practice is not practiced anymore these days because most of the when we ask about this tattoo, they have different answers about it. Some of them answered that during British rule in India, they had the women were raped. So in order to make themselves look disguise their beauty, disguise their attractiveness. They used to make tattoo. So, okay, Olo language. Olo is also known as Laju. In the previous literature, it is termed as Laju. Was classified. This language was classified as one of the 6 dialects of Nokte language, according to Gupta, 1971. And moreover, 1978, he also mentioned 9 dialects of Nokte, namely Hakun, Khapa, Hawa, Domlak, Pothung, Jope, Changnyak, Gadom, Laju, Gadom, and Laju. Laju is the Olo that we're going to discuss now. So here, however, these dialects are not mutually intelligible to one another. So earlier, they were termed as a dialect of Nokte language, but these languages are not mutually intelligible, and they have quite different in their structure, and so we are trying to describe Olo or any of these dialects as a language, not a dialect of Nokte. So according to Bradley's classification, he classified Nokte languages under Chal group of Tibeto-Burman language. Boro Garo and Northern Naga are the 2 branches of Chal group in his classification. Northern Naga is further divided into 2 branches, that is Konyak Tang and Tangsa Nokte. Pase, Tutsa Nokte languages are classified under Tangsa Nokte sub-branch of Chal group. This present paper will discuss 3 basic word formation processes, that is affixation, compounding, and reduplication in Olo. And one thing I would like to say here is that this research is the first ever linguistics research done on this language, and further research is required, and this is just a preliminary research, so there will be a lot of shortcomings in my data and my description. Olo is an agglutinative language, and these 3 word formation processes are productive in this language. So first of all, I would like to discuss about the affixation. Here, the nominalizer A. Most of the derived nouns in Olo occur without any nominalizing suffix. So the derived nouns, which are derived from other parts of speech, are structurally homonymous to the other word classes from which they are derived. However, the derived nouns in Olo that are related to profession or occupations, they take the nominalizing suffix A, as shown in the following example. Here, Kakom, to wander. With the nominalizer te, it becomes a traveler, Kakomte, traveler. And Jat means fish, and then Pat means to catch. And with the nominalizer te, Jat Te is fisherman, and spy. Tonliak is to spy. And with the nominalizer, it becomes Tonliak te, means spy, nouns. And then next here, Sangrok, to argue, the verb to argue, Sangrok, with 0 suffix, it becomes a nominalized noun, that is argument, Sangrok. And in another example here, Kangwan, to announce, with a 0 suffix, Kangwan, it becomes a noun, announcement. So these are the derived nouns with and without the nominalizer. And here the prefix ka. Most of the verb roots in Olo are bound. They don't occur without the prefix ka. So they always occur with the prefix ka. Most of the verbs, not all of the verbs. Some verbs are free, And, but most of the verbs, they are bound and they occur with the prefix ka. This prefix is also found occurring in bound roots of other word classes like noun, verbs, adjectives also. So I have to do more research on this prefix. There will be a lot of things going on with this prefix. So here, kahunrak, to think, kakang, to see, kangong, to try, kakuk, to stoop. Here are the few examples of the follow bound words prefix with the prefix ka. So coming to the compounding, here we have some compound verbs and compound nouns. Here, mit means eye, and hair, so, it so, eyebrow. And then yak, mit, hand, eye, it becomes diamit, that is knuckle. And then dia means leg and eye, diamit, it becomes knee. So jaw, water, bot, beat, it becomes jobot, swimming. Chi, and in a numeral, banga 15, chi banga is a compounding of the numeral. And here, reduplication, zanzong, yanyong. Yanyong means slow, and when it is reduplicated, it becomes slowly, yanyong, slowly, and bata, once. Bata means once, and when they are reduplicated, it becomes the sometimes. And fragment, kachup, reduplicated form, kachup, it becomes a piece. And sit, katong, sit, to sit, and kachap, to stand up, it becomes to squat, to sit and to stand up. And you again, and this is a contracted form of the word again, you. This is partial reduplication, you, that means frequently, again and again, or frequently. And another one here is echo formation, kelap, kelap means tea, and kumlap, echo word. Kelap kumlap means tea and light, like Thai Wai in Hindi. So affixation and compoundings and replications are productive in all word formation processes, and bound roots of word classes takes prefix ka. Most of the derived nouns do not take nominalizing suffix, and as a result, they are homonymous with the other word class from which they are derived. Both partial and complete reduplication and echo formation are common in all word formation. So this paper is just a preliminary study, and it is not a conclusive description. So further research is highly required to precisely describe the word formation processes in follow. Here, these are the few references. With that, I've come to the end of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the paper is open for discussion. We have plenty of time.
Question, Krishna?
Yes, please go ahead.
If I may? Yeah.
Yes.
In the nominalizing process, the argue and the argument, where there is no prefix, I wanted to know whether there is a tonal change or not. In the to argue and then to form the argument, is there a tonal change between?
Yeah, we need more extensive studies about that because we do not have time to study the tone also. But I think it is changed according to the context. Like the tone is shifted I think, and we did not do a mini study about the tone. So
yeah, even I had a question on this slide.
Do
Why
you speak this language or not? Are you a
this is
speaker of this language?
no, I'm not a native
Oh,
speaker.
no, you're not a speaker. Okay. So probably you could look at whether there's a tonal difference, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, I suspect these are tonal languages, as most of the, Tangsa Nokte languages are.
Yes, it will be a tonal language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had another question from Gargi Roy.
Yeah, I had a similar question where, and why the other two examples have this te, right? The nominalizer is te, and how come it disappear at the in the other two verbs?
No, Gargi, this is a feature which we find in many languages. You know, we have a prefix to form, new word classes, and sometimes we do not. And when there is no prefix, then there is a tonal change in the word, you know.
Is that a prefix? I think I missed it. Can you go back to the slide, please?
Was it a prefix or a suffix? I don't remember.
A suffix.
A suffix. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Suffix te.
So whether it's a suffix or a prefix, you know, like you have.
It is a prefix, suffix. It is a suffix.
Okay.
Suffix te, yeah.
So there is
Suffix,
a nominal there, but in the other ones there is a zero suffix.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have?
Yeah, so somebody asked me about who I am. So I am I'm Gargi. So I very recently I did a PhD from IIT Madras in linguistics. So I was so fascinated with when I heard about the conference.
Okay.
So I requested Monali ma'am to send me the link.
Okay. So
thank you.
And I would like to add, Gargi did her PhD on Kokborok.
Wow.
Sir had been my mentor since very long. We have been working since it's been 1 decade, 10 to 11 years.
All right. So do we have any more questions? All right. So in the meantime, I can make a small comment. As you might know, I worked one of these languages, namely Hakun, which you have listed here, which is one of the Tangsa languages, or sometimes also called Nokte language. The classification of these languages are still ongoing process, so it will take time to know which one is what kind of language. I recognize some of these. So these are also in Hakun. So this nominalizer is also in Hakun, and it is a agent nominalizer. So as you have here, so they denote some kind of agent for some action. So these I can recognize, and also the words for sit, stand, tea. These are also found in Hakun. They're very, very similar, almost identical. So this language does have a resemblance to the Tangsa and Nokte languages. But of course, doesn't necessarily mean these are mutually intelligible. Okay, any other comments, questions?
Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
Subarao. What is interesting is the nominalizer is coming to the right, but if I remember correctly, the data, the infinitival marker is coming to the left. Am I right?
Yeah.
The infinitival marker? Ka is the infinitival marker.
Ka, yes.
Okay, that is a very non-verb final like, because in verb final languages, our infinitives normally come to the right. So here it is coming to the left. So this is worth probing. Further, we can see other languages, other languages of this group and see what exactly is happening, if we can. Because look at Hindi, Jana, Ana, or Telugu, Dravidian, or in Hindi, Indo-Aryan, or even in most of the Tibeto-Burman languages. So that is very interesting to have the nominum infinitable marker to the left. If I remember correctly, Mao has something like this.
I think this is common in most of the TB languages, like verbs when it is found. In Kukichin languages, like we have, in most of the Naga languages, they have ka. In Manipuri, we have a. And yeah, I need to do more further research, on this prefix. It might have many things to do with this.
Yes, yes. It's just some form of nominalization. Turns the verb into some kind of noun, and then it allows the verb to have, to occur as a citation form. That's common, yes. All right. Any more questions, comments? If not, we can thank our speaker. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you for the valuable suggestions.
And move on to the next presentation by LS Tautang and H. Surmangal Sharma.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Go ahead, share your slide.
Yeah, can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saiboy Tautang, and today my co-author is H. Surmangal Sharma, and our topic is word formation in Gangte. No, sorry, reduplication in Gangte. So, before moving on, let me first give a brief description about the language. Gangte it is a Tibeto-Burman language spoken by the people of Gangte tribe. They are one of the Kokichin-Mizo tribes of Manipur who are scattered in different parts of the southern region of the Churachandpur district of Manipur state. The tribe was accorded recognition in the year 1956. It is one of the recognized tribes of the Indian Union. They are found in the northeastern part of India, particularly in the states of Manipur, Nagaland, and Mizoram. They have distinct dialect customs and traditions of their own. In the state of Manipur, they are found distributed in about 80 villages of the different districts. Of this, their main population concentrates in Chengkonphang of Churachandpur, which is about 52 kilometers from the state capital, Imphal. Thurgut 2003 placed this tribal community in the northern subgroup of the Kukichin, and in the total Indian perspective, as per the survey of 2011, the population of Gangte tribe has been enumerated to be about 21,813 approximately. And reduplication in Gangte Reduplication is a morphological process uh, in which the root stem of a word or a part of it is repeated. It is one of the most extensively employed construction in the world's in the world's languages. Reduplication stands for repetition of all or part of a lexical item carrying a semantic modification. This is a definition given by Abbey 1990. And there are two kinds of reduplication. They are, it can be broadly described into morphological reduplication and lexical reduplication. Morphological reduplication refer to the iteration of syllables that constitute a single word or lexeme. And their terms, according to AB 1990, they are termed as expressives, which include kinship or onomatopoeias, where the minimally meaningful and segmentably indivisible morphemes, which are constituted of the iterated syllables. They also include imitative, sound symbolism, mimic words, which are all instances of morphological reduplication. However, lexical reduplication, on the other hand, is the repetition of any sequence of the phonological units constituting a word. In morphological reduplication, expressives are an instance of morphological reduplication. The entire repeated structure stands for a given meaning without allowing any morphological cuts within. In Gangte, they are used to emote all the senses of perception. There is the sense of smell, touch, hearing, or taste, and different manner of accents. And under the heading of the acoustic noise, they are formed by the imitation of the sounds produced by different animals. In animal noises, in Gangte, we have chick chick, which is the chirp of a sparrow, or bobo, barking of dog. And noise made by humans, we have hee hee, giggling, or haha, laughter. And noises made by miscellaneous inanimate objects, we have dung dung, sound of drum, or tang tang, the sound of bell. And noises of natural phenomenon, we have rung rung, which symbolizes the thundering of clouds. And in the sense of touch, we have dek duk, which describes the wetness or dryness of an object. For example, pun chu acek dek duk hi. The cloth is wet. Or you can use chit chat, which means sticky. Thing nai aman chit chat hi. Thing nai, this is rubber sap. The rubber sap is sticky. And in the sense of sight, we have vil vel, which describes the clarity of an object. For example, van a thing vil vel hi, which means the sky is clear. And lak lak will describe the twinkling of light. For example, we have aksi avak lak lak hi. It means the stars are twinkling. And coming on the sense of smell, we have let loot, which describes the bad smell. For example, ek chu let loot hi. The feces is smelly. Or we can use hiu hiu, which describes the good smell. Bego chu agim lim hiu hiu hi, which means the frankincense is smelling good. And in the sense of taste, we have the sesu, which describes a sour taste. For example, hai thei chu athuk sesu hi. The mango tastes sour. Or dek duk, which describes sweet but which is not tasty. For example, lam khong chu thum dek du hi. Jackfruit, lam khong is jackfruit. Jackfruit is somehow sweet but not that tasty. And in lexical reduplication, at this level, reduplication can be either partial or complete. And in the complete reduplication, there is two similar words. On the other hand, partial reduplication involves only a partial repetition of a word, either semantically or phonologically. Complete reduplication refers to all those reduplicate structures which consist of two identical iterated words. This is the definition given by IB 1990. Here, the repetition of the entire word without any phonological or morphological variation takes place. In Gangte, complete reduplication is far more extensive than partial reduplication. And in this paper, I will discuss some of the word classes which have reduplication form. Nominal reduplication indicates the plurality or iterative aspect. Here, we do not have or find any phonological or morphological variations in the reduplicated structures. For example, we have in, which is house, and when it is reduplicated in, we have houses, or it can mean several houses or many houses. And ho is village, and ho is villages. It can mean many villages. And ni day and ni will signify many days or days. For example, ama in ina mezo in achi ihi. He goes door to sell vegetables. And kumiten ako hu azon tao hi. The villagers headed toward their respective villages. Tulak ani in asatay. Nowadays, excuse me, the days are becoming hot nowadays. And under the section of the reduplication of verbs, we have reduplication of verbs conveys the meaning of progressivity or an action or event which is taking place in continuation, or this in progress. For example, chu is sit, and chu is sit, or sitting continuously. Pao means speak, and pao means speaking. Can be an event which is going on. Or zik means right, and zik means can mean always right. Examples we have kichuchuding kahi means I will remain seated, or I will remain seated. Kapau pau le kalelhi means I'm tired of speaking continuously. And the cause in lekhatan he means the cause always writes letter. And in the reduplication of adjectives, they are reduplicated. Adjectives are reduplicated for plural reference, and they are illustrated as below. For example, min is ripe, and when min is ripe is reduplicated, min we have plural. It will signify plurality of ripe. Hot is strong, and hot means strong, many strong. I can give the meaning of plurality. And hoi in examples we have thay, I mean lowa, Pluck the ripe fruits means this is not a case of plucking only one ripe fruits, but it can mean many ripe out of many fruits. They have to pluck all the right ones. And a hot moon means strong ones come out. And mizo sentil ahoy hoy adehi. Everybody like beautiful things. In partial reduplication, it is repetition of only part of the word. And here the second element is not an exact repetition of the first, but is similar to the former element. And in Gangte, it occurs in the prefixal position. For example, che suk che tau means to go to and fro. Here, che, the first element is reduplicated, but the second element is different. Lak suk lak tau means bring in and bring out, or komning komkal means nook and corner, and insak intang is neighbor. Yeah, in is reduplicated, but sak and tang is different. So in conclusion, we have there are two major kinds of reduplication. That is morphological and lexical. Gangte has both. Expressives are in sense of morphological reduplication, and in Gangte they are expressive. They are employed to emote all the sense of perception. It is observed that in morphological reduplication, a simple vowel is replaced by another vowel in the reduplicated structures. And at the level of lexical reduplication, there is complete and partial. In Gangte, complete reduplication is more extensive than partial reduplication. And these are my references, and thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Now the paper is open for discussion. Any questions, comments, suggestions?
Yes, Krishna, can I just
Yes,
ask
madam.
a quick question?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
thank you for that paper.
Thank you, ma'am.
There was one sentence, I will remain seated.
Yeah.
Was it? Mm.
Yeah.
Can you please go back to that sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that key, is it a reflexive or what? REFL?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a reflexive.
Yeah.
So, can you explain why a reflexive is there?
I think
I will remain seated. I'm
I
trying to
will-
figure out, the occurrence of the reflexive.
Can I comment on this?
Yes, sir, please.
There are certain verbs in the Kukichin languages, in some languages, like mar, for example. The verb to sit is always in chut. Okay, so here what is the verb here? To remain seated.
Yeah,
To chu.
seat.
So
Yeah, chu.
it could belong to one of those categories. Some adjectives also take the key, verbal reflexive, in, of course, in mar. So the occurrence of reflexive with a set of verbs is not unusual in some Kukichin languages.
Yes, this is also typologically true. Posture verbs are often take reflexive markers.
Which
or
ones?
middle
Which ones,
mark.
Krishna?
Posture verbs. Posture like sit
Posture
and
verbs.
yes, yes. So they take middle marker or reflexive marker.
Okay. That's a good point.
So in that same sentence, can ke come in? Ke meaning I, then ke ki chu chu ding kahi.
No, I don't think so, ma'am. That will
The
be.
ke.
Can I come in?
Yes, Bao Thang.
So here, the pronominal marker ka cannot occur, but the full pronoun kei can occur. Kei ki chu chu ding kahi. This is a good sentence.
Okay, ke.
Okay, the full
Kei is
pronoun
the,
can
yeah.
occur. The full
Correct.
pronouns, not the pronominal what do you call pronoun.
Okay.
Not the agreement pronoun.
Mimi, yeah.
So,
Mimi is an
yeah.
agreement marker like mizo and mar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the agreement marker cannot occur here. Only the full pronoun can occur.
So in the second sentence, I am tired. The ke is the agreement marker, is it?
Yes.
In the second
the
sentence.
Yeah, that is
Okay,
the
okay.
agreement marker. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That means whenever the reflexive comes in some postal verbs, it blocks the agreement marker. Could be the reason, but we need to.
Okay. So meaning to say that ki chu chu is one word and not separate words, no? And ke pau pau.
Yeah.
It's one word.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now let me come in here again.
Yes.
The difference between kichuding kahi, you also is a grammatical sentence. Kichuding kahi is a grammatical sentence. But the moment you add chuchu, that it implies some emphasis on the part of the speaker that the action will be carried out. So reduplication always carries some sort of emphasis on the part of the speaker. Once when the speaker wanted to stress that the event will be surely done. So it's a kind of reassuring the hearer that he will remain seated and you can go out and do whatever. Don't afraid that I will run away. I'll be here at home. So go ahead and that kind of emphasis is always carried out when verbs are reduplicated.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I was curious, is the reduplication fully productive with the verbs? Can you reduplicate any verb?
Yeah, go ahead.
The verb, yeah. I think most of the verb can be reduplicated, sir.
Most verbs. So.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any more questions, comments?
But regarding this reduplication, this type of verbal reduplication, where you have chu, shit kind of thing, and then speak like pow is a speak. This type of emphasis, this type of reduplication is very different from the adverbial reflexive that if you roll back in your first slides, like what do you call it? What I call it timing by David Bescarov for Tidim, and the same is known as idiophone by others. And of late, David Peterson has termed it as verbal classifiers, like something like will, ban a thing will bear he. So this type of will bear, this type of reduplication, which is attached to the right of the verbs, these are of different categories. It gives some kind of what you call extra taste to the language. That's what Chiming says. This is what you call Perry Baskerville says. So these are very productive. These are very productive. So any Kuki-Chin language, especially Northern, they have lots of these what I call it adverb reduplication, but others call it timing. Some people call reduplication. But these are very, very productive. It adds extra flavor. So how clear is the sky? So this will where tells you that it gives extra meaning of the clarity of the sky. So it gives extra meaning. Yeah, it gives extra flavor to the verb here. Thing to be clean. Yeah, these are very interesting phenomena which are basically found on in Kuki-Chin language, what we call these ideophones or tiny.
Yeah, very interesting. All right. Any more comments, questions? All right. If not, we can thank our speaker, the last speaker of this conference. Okay. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
your
sir.
presentation.
Thank you so much.
And so this was the last paper. So at the end, I would like to thank all the speakers in this session, Inder Kumar Singh, MS Awan, and LS Tautang for your presentations, and participants for participating in the discussion. So next we have closing ceremony. So I'm going to hand over the program to the hosts. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Krishna, for steering this session very smoothly. So thanks once again for that. And I would like to thank all the paper presenters of the last session, Dr. S. Indra Kumar, MS Awan, Dr. Paukang Haukif, S. Tautang, and Dr. H. Churmangol Sharma. We are really thankful for your wonderful presentation. Now, moving on to the next, with this note, we close our delegation session. It was the last session of this conference. And we would like to move to the next program, that is our closing ceremony of this conference. So for that, I would like to invite Dr. Monali Longmalai to kindly conduct the closing ceremony. Over to you, Monali.
Thank you, Dr. Bijan, for hosting the last session, and also to the chairperson, Dr. Krishna, and the paper presenters and participants. We have come to the end of the first international conference of Tibeto-Burman Linguistics Association of Northeast India today. And before we close the program, I would like to request the local joint coordinator, Dr. Bobita Sarangthem, to kindly give a brief report of the ICTiBLANEI.
Thank you, Dr. Monali. Today, as we have come to the end of our first international conference of Tibeto-Burman Linguistics Association of Northeast India, organized by ICTiBLANEI in collaboration with the two universities from 26 June to 29 June. In this, we have altogether 56 paper presenters, of which only 2 presenters were present. And in this conference, 129 participants registered for the conference. And we have 4 sessions in a day. Each session has 4 to 5 papers. So altogether, we have 15 brainstorming sessions chaired by 15 chairpersons. And we are also fortunate to have extremely informative and these wonderful plenary talks delivered by eminent linguists, namely Professor Scott Delancey, the Universities of Oregon, USA on 26 June. And we have Dr. Keita Kurabe, Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, Japan on 27 June. And Professor K.V. Subbarao, formerly Professor of Linguistics, Delhi University, and Delhi, and Radhakrishna Chair Professor in Humanities Universities of Hyderabad. The conference overall was actively participated by many researchers, community linguists, and students, faculty members from various institutes, universities in India and abroad. So especially when we talk about the ICTiBLANEI, the very inceptions began in 2000, 20th October 4th. So from there till today's, we have conducted 18 talk series, where we could see that 18 different interesting topics have been shared. And after that, a webinar in collaborations with the Assam universities have also been conducted. And after that, ICTiBLANEI, with all the members, we have we have the faculty members who are in this very these ICTiBLANEI societies, where we all put together and think of making it more enlightening into such a way that bringing a platform where we all can help each other and make it to grow further, for especially with the Tibeto-Burman languages. That is what we have, the very thoughts we all have and shared on it, and come up this first international conference. So in these 4 days, as I have just stated above, with all this, I do think that we all must have benefited from this conference, and hope such types of this conference will be, we are looking forward in the near futures too. And all the corporations which we do get, especially so many people, so many researchers, so many scholars have willingly, voluntarily, they join in this ICTiBLANEI to make it a very grand, what do you say, to make with all heartily they accept that they should be the member of this ICTiBLANEI, and willingly everyone are here together in this platform, and we have a very brainstorming session throughout these days in this conference. That is something that I do think that the efforts which we have put in are in fact very fruitful in this manner. With this, I just want to hand it over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words and for giving a brief report of the ICTiBLANEI activity, Dr. Bobita. And now I would like to request our participants also to share their opinions or comments and suggestions from your experience of ICTiBLANEI-1. Participants are welcome to unmute themselves and share your feedback.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, Tezpur University, and also the ICTiBLANEI members, the committee members, for organizing such a much needed conference, where we, especially the scholars from Northeast, we can connect with each other, both here in India and abroad, who are also working on TB languages. I feel like this is it's a very important privilege for all of us, and I'm really encouraged by the organizers for even having the patience to stay online, like almost maybe 12 hours, 13 hours a day on the screen. So that's a huge task. And personally, I have learned a lot from all the presentations that I have attended, and also many new ideas and data I have seen and experienced. So I'm very grateful to the organizers and the ICTiBLANEI committee, and also all the presenters for this wonderful webinar. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, LV Sahana, for your wonderful feedback. Are there others also who would like to share something?
Yeah, just one thing before other participants, if they have any feedback to give. I just want to hear on behalf of the team. So when I say team, we have a core committee, ICTiBLANEI core committee. We have a ICTiBLANEI program committee for this particular conference, which also includes the local, the host committee. So on behalf of the team, I'd just like to thank these two people, Vijan Kumar and Monali, because though we work as a team, these two persons have been, right from the very beginning. They've done, I think, 90 to 95% of the job, all the paperwork, and of course, sitting through the entire conference for the past 4 days. So yeah, just on behalf of the team, I'd like to thank these two persons, and hopefully this thing will go on in the coming years as well. So yeah, if there are any more other feedbacks.
Same goes to all the PC members and core committee members. Yeah, I think Subharav sir wants to share something.
Yeah, I immensely enjoyed attending most of the lectures of the conference, though I could not attend all of them. It's a very well-organized conference with enriching ideas and lots of data. You see, what we want is more and more scholars from the Tibeto-Burman area, that is the speakers who speak their mother tongue. They should work more on these. And you people have the advantage, like if I want to work on any Tibeto-Burman language, I have to depend on Temsu or someone else for data. No, here you are the data generators. So you have the excellent facility to be able to work on your own. So more and more conferences of this kind should come. And I joined Delhi University in 73. I started working on these languages from 75. My first language was Khasi. Later I moved to Mizo and other languages. My whole attempt has been, as some of my students would say, to encourage the students to think on their own, to come up with their own analyses of their own language. We can do, others can do. It's fun for us to work on these languages. But at the same time, as you said, your contribution could be qualitatively better in some of the areas, especially tone. For example, I'm not good at tone. Temsu will be laughing at me because Temsu is good at tone. So, so you have the facility, and this is a very well organized conference. Monali always responded very quickly, immediately, and Bijan also organized it very well. All of you together, Pauthang, all of you together, you made it a great success without too many formalities, long introductory sessions, this and that. So let's come to business. That's what you have done. We have performed very well, and I'm very happy. And I want more and more conferences of this type to come. Another advantage is no dinners, no lunches, no rooms. So it's a web conference, so there was no problem at all, right? So thank you very much. I immensely enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir. And we really enjoyed your presence during the entire ICTiBLANEI-1. And we would love to hear from you again in the forthcoming events. Yes, I think Changte ma'am also wants to say something.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate all the paper presenters, especially the students. And I think the credit also goes to the supervisors. It's always very scary to present your first paper to a public audience. So so I think this has come a long ways. I remember when we started Niels, and then now we have this, which is actually created by the the native speakers, not just Tibeto-Burman, but other languages of the region. And and then since this focuses on Tibeto-Burman languages and you have a name, I think this is a good start. And I really want to congratulate the organizers and all the people behind the scenes. And in a way, this is good because everything is on time. If you're late, then you've missed it. Not like a physical conference where people always come in late, or and and you've also managed with the challenge of the internet, not having the connection and having all kinds of disruptions, but overall we've done pretty well. So I just want everyone to, let you know that, all the time you've spent on this is really worth it, and it's a good way to start. And I hope someone is documenting this, because it's good to have a record that you can go back later and say, well, this is what we did and this is what happened. And so I think this is a good place to start and move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Champi ma'am, for your kind words. And it is already live. We are streaming it live in YouTube, so it is already documented. In fact, all the videos of previous talk series and events are all available in our YouTube channel, so you can watch them later. We also would like to hear from the young scholars and students who have also taken part in the conference, if anybody would like to say something.
Hello.
Yes, Dibyajyoti, please.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for the budding scholars like us. We got lots of suggestions, and regarding the how we can make it more quality in our papers. After seeing the other quality papers, it's very comparative way to increase the quality in our papers. From especially in lockdown, we can't go anywhere, and from at home we are learning so much. So it's very blessed, this conference, and it is the first conference of ICTiBLANEI. So it is like lucky for me to get the opportunity in the first conference of ICTiBLANEI. And yeah, we scholars have to learn, means we have to grab more prerequisite knowledge, because yes, because some of the we can't understand. Still, we have to grab lots of things. Through this seminar, we got those ideas that yeah, we have more to learn and more to grab prerequisite knowledge. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a learning experience for the young scholars and the students. So is there any more comments or feedback anybody is willing to share?
Okay, hi, can I speak?
Yes, Teshangrang, please.
Yeah, it's been a great experience this past 4 days, and for just a new beginner, like even though we call ourselves research scholars, we're basically just babies in this field. So it's really nice to see everyone presenting the papers in their own effort, instead of like very instead of being in a very competitive nature, just presenting the papers as it is. And also as native TB speakers and as native speakers and scholars, this kind of platform really helps us make us feel at home, to be able to present our own language as it is, instead of like other like really big conferences where somehow TB always remains as a minority. So it's good that it's a really good experience for young scholars like us, where TB is the focus here, and where we're given the platform to speak.
Thank you, Teshangran, for your support and for your words. And I'd like to remind all the other participants also to kindly fill the feedback form, where you can give your inputs on your suggestions or your experience of the conference also. Before Dr. Bijan delivers vote of thanks for the conference, I'd like to request all the participants to show your video so that we can take a group photo together as screenshot here. Please show yourselves.
Mimi ma'am.
We can't see everyone. If you can
Changte ma'am, Ragui, Paya,
show yourselves.
Yeah,
It's
Sahana.
basically like you.
Yeah, this will be. Yeah.
Monali, we are not able to see everybody. I can see only you.
Oh.
You can go to gallery view.
It should be in gallery view, sir.
Where is gallery view?
On top there is this view button, and then if you click on it, there will be options.
Okay, just a minute.
That's Vijan, I hope you're all taking screenshot.
Yeah, I have taken it.
Some of the faces are not coming in my screen,
Yeah,
maybe
some
because
of
network.
them are not coming still. Yeah,
Yes.
Mimi.
Finally, Mimi.
Yeah, Samir in my screen. Samir, Alindra, Rima.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I could not start my video.
Okay. And Dante ma'am is not showing.
Sahana, hold on that smile.
Network. Please stay for some time because I know everybody has opened the video, but then not everybody's face is visible.
I am so worried of my camera.
I think so. Okay, it's enough. Yeah.
Ma'am, Yangku, Tibeto-Burman.
I can see you now.
This is Subarao.
I can see you, Mimi, but I'm not able to see myself.
No, you have to flip through, and Gargi also I can see.
So I think thank you so much for the group photo online, and
you're muted.
I'd like to request Dr. Bijan to give vote of thanks, and
Okay.
the rest can proceed in the group photo till then.
Okay. Thank you, Monali. Respected Chair Lady, paper presenters, participants, and my dear friends, a very good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this event. All it has been our pleasure to host the first international conference of Tibeto-Burman Linguistics Association of Northeast India. That is in the acronym we coin as ICTiBLANEI-1 2021, organized by ICTiBLANEI in collaboration with Center for Endangered Language, Tezpur University. So the participants were very enthusiastic. I'm thankful to all the participants for joining this conference. I would like to thank all the paper presenters for presenting valuable research findings and motivating the young scholars to work on in different aspects of the Northeast languages. We have been fortunate to have three invited talk from the eminent linguist, namely Professor Scott DeLancey, University of Oregon, USA, and Dr. Keita Kurabe, Research Institute for Languages and Culture of Asia and Africa, Tokyo. Yes, he is in the Department of University, it's University of Foreign Studies, not in the department. This is his university name. And last, our respected professor, Professor K.V. Subra, who is with us in almost all the session to give his valuable inputs. Sir is a formerly professor of linguistics, Delhi University, and Radhakrishnan Sir, professor in humanities, University of Hyderabad. I'm sure that the participants must have been benefited by attending this conference. And I'm very thankful to all the program committee members of this conference. And they are all from the different institute of Northeast India. So I would like to take their name. Professor Khumujam Dhiren Singha, Assam University, Silchar, Dr. Pokthang Haukif, JNU, Delhi, Dr. T. Temsunung Sang, Flu Silong Campus, Dr. Monali Longmalai, Assam University, Silchar, myself, Dr. Laisram Bijen Kumar Singh from Nagaland University, Kohima Campus, Dr. Mimi Ijung, Nagaland University, Kohima Campus, Professor Priyanku Sharma, IIT Guwahati, Dr. Krishna Boro, Guwahati University, Guwahati, Dr. Dokachi C.H. Marak, Nihu Pra Campus, Mr. Alindra Brahma, TIIL Mysuru, Dr. Leharambam Sarbajit Singh, Indian Institute of Information Technology of Manipur, Imphal, and Dr. Samir De Burma from Tripura University, Agartala. And in collaboration with the local organizing committee from Tezpur University, I would like to take the name Professor Madhumita Borbora is the coordinator, Dr. Bobita Sarangthem, joint coordinator, Dr. Charenga Widinibo, member, Dr. I.D. Raguibo, member. So I'm very thankful to all these PC members for your generous cooperation and support. It would not have been possible to organize this conference without your help at all. And I sincerely thank Tezpur University, especially Professor Madhumita Borbora and Dr. Bobita and the local organizing team for this initiative. Before we decided to organize only in online mode, at the initial stage, we were decided that it will be in hybrid mode, maybe in offline and online. But the situation didn't permit us, and we have to opt only for the online. Now, I take this privilege to thank all the participants who were regularly attending all the sessions with active engagement during the discussion session. I'm also thankful to all the paper reviewer and technical committee members for providing your valuable comment in time and help towards the improvement of quality papers presented in this conference. I also like to thank all the chairpersons of the session, namely Dr. Pokthang Haukif, Dr. Bobita Sarangthem, Professor C.H. Yaswanta Singh, Professor K.H. Dhiren Singha, Dr. T. Sunung Sang, Dr. L. Bijen Kumar Singh, Professor Priyanku Sharma, Dr. Monali Longmalai, Professor Shailendra Kumar Singh, Dr. Mimi K. Ijung, Professor Madhumita Borbora, Alindra Brahma, Dr. Dokachi Marak, Dr. Sarbajit Singh, and Dr. Krishna Boro for chairing all the technical sessions. I acknowledge and thank the unwavering support and cooperation received from Professor Priyanku Sharma, Indian Institute of Guwahati, in technical aspects, especially in ECCR management, conference, web page management and design, registration form, and other technical related issues. My thank also goes to all people who I miss out to take your name individually, who have given their precious time in organizing this event particularly. And I would like to thank Dr. Monali Longmalai for her untiring efforts right from the beginning of this conference till this moment. She is engaging in multiple activities to make this conference grand success. I think I have all the people whom I should thank. Last but not the least, I acknowledge and thanks Bloom for providing this opportunity. So thank you all. Over to you, Monali.
Yeah, and thanks to YouTube as well, because we are also streaming live for our audience there. And there is also a comment from YouTube by Viko Kutsu, and she says that it was indeed a great experience again, as expected from ICTiBLANEI, gained a lot from so many scholars and learned people. Thank you. So we have received one comment from YouTube, and we have some audience there as well. So thank you to our YouTube viewers and participants also. And we would love to see you again in the forthcoming events. And I'll just make a short announcement that members of ICTiBLANEI are requested to attend the 5:30 p.m. meeting, for which the Zoom link has been sent separately in the group. So we hope to see you there. And thank you so much once again. It was a great experience, even if it was online. We still were so connected to each other, and we have learned so much And I did not, from my side, I did not feel like, we were kind of in online mode, that there's any shortage or anything of anything. I mean, it was all perfect and we learned so much together. So thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you again.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
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 Thank you. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happily.
Yes, happily, sir.